and then we are going to report. Then finally we conclude, and we also understood that identify the risks through this audit and convert that to opportunities. A flowchart today I am showing that actually this program, what till now we have discussed, will work out with the thing called plan, do, check, and act. These are the four things actually we have to keep with us to run the audit, or one audit will involve these things: planning, doing, checking, and acting upon the audit. If you look into the plan, you can see establishing your audit program objectives, like why exactly you are doing the audit, what is the main objective of the audit. Then also, after setting up your objectives, you are going to determine and evaluate the program, keeping in mind risks and opportunities. Once you do this evaluation, you are going to establish an exact audit program, keeping these two things into mind. One is objective, and the second thing is the evaluation. After evaluating this objective, you are going to check with the risk and opportunities, the possible risks and opportunities. Once you do the program, you are going to implement that program. After here, I will go to next slide because I'll be continuing here in the next slide. So once you implement, what will come in implementation is initiating the audit. Like you are going to start the audit and prepare the audit activities. Like here, initiating audit is like you are sending the circulars or sending the program or sending your objective of the audit to the process owner, and you are setting up who is the auditor, who is going to check there, and you are started preparing the checklist what you are going to do. That is called initiation of the audit. Then once you initiate, prepare the audit activities, like when you are going to go for the audit, how your planning is, what you are going to ask, and what you are going to check, and what could be the possible evaluations or analysis you are going to do. Then after having up till here an auditor and the head of the audit will be working. Then it moves on to conducting the audit. Conducting audit will be between auditor and an auditee only. Once you conduct the activity of an audit, you are going to prepare the report and distribute that report to the audit head or quality head and the process owner. Once you distribute that report, up till there we call it as doing the things. Up till preparing your audit activities, it is called planning the audit. When you are completing and writing the report and distributing that report to the process owner and to the quality head or audit head, you call that as a doing the audit or completed your done the audit. Then here your audit head or quality head will check the report, completed report, and analyze there that this audit requires a follow-up or no. Sometimes we find the audits which really requires an follow-up. Maybe after a week of time, after a month of time, we require the follow-up. If your observations are stronger and you want to recheck it or follow that particular process once again to finally say that it is working positively, So that is the requirement. If it is required, we will go with that. If not, there is no issue. Then again, I'm going for the first slide where you can see either you are going for the recheck of that, follow up of that, or you will monitor this audit program. You will be checking that. Once this will happen, then you are going to review and improve the audit program. It is not always that only your process requires a review. It is not always that your auditee is required to improve. It is sometimes also happens that audit program also require and reviewing. Maybe during your plan or during your doing the things and checking the things, you might have been analyzed that the process of an audit require the improvement. Process of an audit requires some changes in it so that the smoother way of running the audit will happen. Some difficulties we may come across. Some of the things may fall ineffectively there. At that time, you can review that particular process. When you are reviewing, I am talking about the reviewing of the process of audit. I'm not talking about the review of the process of the auditee. It's a process of audit. If you require, you can review that. That reviewing is called as an acting upon the process of your audit. On the whole, what I would like to say here is when we write a process of an audit differs from institution to institution. Here, I would like to share my experience as I'm working with a group of institutions where I have the colleges affiliated to health science universities and also the colleges affiliated to the arts and science universities. Now, when I have written a process, commonly I have written the audit process in the initial time. Commonly, that the audit will go, we will check the process owner, and the records we will check is these things. But when 3 to 4 audits we have done, I understood that health science universities' requirements and their documents are different. Nursing college, if we take, there are some other accreditations related to that called the ICC, CAA. These are health programs which are directly linked to the affiliation university, and the program and the documents of that also is need in check. But in my process, the documents were not involved because I was unaware of that. Only when I did an audit, I understood that this is required. Then I have to separate the process of audit. For pharmacy, a different process, for degree college, a different process, and for nursing, a different process. This is called acting on your own process, or acting on your audit process. So what I would like to mention here is the principle behind the doing audit remains same, like planning, doing, checking, and acting. All these things may involve slightly differentiation when it goes with the different universities, when it goes with the different institutions, and it may also require here and there the reviewing. Like other processes we expect need to be reviewed. We audit and we say this process require an review, like say teaching learning process require an review, placement process require an review. This is the report we give as an auditor. But today what I am trying to show with these slides is not only the auditing you are doing to others and suggesting others, but also you are going to check yourself, your process, audit process, that it is in a right direction. You are reevaluating or analyzing the other processes in a right manner or no. If no, then you should act on your own process so that your planning should differ slightly to go for a perfection or smoothing your audit. I would like to have discussion, if at all any, at this point. Any questions, any queries, or any discussion before I go to the next? What I should consider this silence?
Please, Badrunisa ma'am, please
Yeah.
can you close that outline and just do it at slideshow, because it's occupying space, and you know the handwriting is a little, I mean the font size is a little small.
I will, where to do? Yeah, I am doing.
Is on top slideshow, ma'am, after animation.
From current slide.
Ma'am, you have to put it in that. There is one small. There will be one small box also in the below right hand side.
Yeah, the icon is there where it is written slideshow. So just
You can press on that icon.
Otherwise, there's one from on the top, no, from current slide, ma'am.
Yeah, that also is
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, this is the first slide.
Yeah, fine.
Continuation to this next slide is there. This is the next slide.
Ma'am, there's one thing we have to be very sure, clear in our minds. As of now, we can act in two capacities. We can be auditors who are auditing things. We can be auditors ourselves, and we also can be the auditee, people who are becoming, who are being audited.
Yes.
So when we see your slide, this is for whom?
This is for the audit head and the auditors.
So this is what we should know if we are the auditors of a particular organization.
Yes.
But what happens if we are being audited? Suppose my organization, my institution is being audited. Then what would be the plan, do, check, act? Then what would be?
If somebody else are auditing you,
Yes,
your organization, that is external person.
Yes.
Then this process will be done by them, not you.
I agree there. But what would be the mirror image for me? What would be my plan? What do I do?
He will provide you the mirror image
program, and you will be ready for your audit. That's all.
He will be giving you the entire program.
Okay.
He will be giving you.
I think what sir means is what could be the preparation from our end in terms of planning when the audit is supposed to come, when the audit is supposed to happen, scheduled. What should be our plan? How should we prepare ourselves? What are the to-do things, check and act when we are being audited? Is that right, sir?
Yes.
That has been explained by her in clause 6, where preparing audit activity, she says how the audit will be done, what are the what are the areas where the auditing will be done, and that will be given to the auditees. It will be told to the auditees. So when they prepare themselves, then the auditing will go on. The process will go on. I think that is what the ma'am said in clause 6.
Yes.
The auditor tells that I am, for example, I am going to check the admission process, or I am going to check the entire thing. Then in that case, when the auditor tells this, accordingly the necessary things are going to be told. There is one more aspect that the auditor already tells you what all things are needed, that we have seen in the previous slide,
Yes.
that in the previous session. So that is already given to you. Now what is going to come is that the auditor is going to check it out in this way. So he is also going to brief up the auditee as to what I am going to see, what all things I want, and how I expect you to present it. He already tells it. That's what I feel. So, barabar hai na, madam?
Exactly, sir. Exactly, sir. What I am trying to tell is this is the plan of auditor or the head of the audit. As Aparajita ma'am was telling that if the audit, I am becoming an auditee, if I am a person an auditee, then what should be my plan? Do, check and act. Answer to
ma'am,
that is, Nirmala sir, let me finish.
Yes.
If you are an auditee, somebody else is coming and checking you. Some other auditor is coming and checking you. That time you will become an auditee, right? For you, a program will be given. Established audit program will be given to you. And you will be knowing that in the established program, it will be mentioned very clearly that they are coming for which objective evidence or for which process they are coming to check, where you will act as an auditee or a process owner for that process. Then your duty will be, you should not think about establishing program, evaluating program and all. You have to think only that the process what is there with you, if you are acting as an head, the related records, because you would have written in your process what is your key indicators. Then you should plan yourself and say yourself that is all these things are ready to this particular process. When auditor is coming, I'm ready to defend on my particular documents what I have, records what I have. I'm proving
I will give you an example, Nisa madam. A little looser example.
Yes,
when
sir.
the NAC team came to you, what did you do? When the NAC team came to you, what did you do?
I got it. The NAC team is the auditor and we were the auditee.
Yeah, so they had already told you कि हम ये 7 criteria आपके check करने वाले हैं. Yeah, 7 criteria. Now when they come, they look at the what do you say? Qualitative data. So they already tell you that we expect these things to be there in position.
So what ma'am is
telling us, you
telling
are going to prepare that much and keep it.
So what ma'am is telling us now is as if we are the NAC team. That's what will happen. This is what we have become, the NAC team.
You are
right. Yes, now currently you are the NAC team. When you are the NAC team, what is it that you are going to see?
Okay.
What is it that you are going to do? You as a team, as a NAC member, what are you going to, or you as an auditor, what you are going to do? But what you are going to do, when you are going to do something, you are already going to tell your auditor that I am going to do this. See what action I am going to come and take over there, I am going to tell him that see I am going to do so and so auditing, I am going to audit these processes of your organization. So keep them ready.
Sir, I'll take very simple example here, practical examination. what you will get from a university that on this particular day, this microbiology lab exam is there for you at this time. Does the program came to you from somebody? What you as an auditee do, that you will see to it that all cultures are available, fermentation has been done or no, your lab check, everything you keep yourself ready before students enter. That is your planning, doing and keeping check on other things. You're getting me, sir.
You know, I'm getting you. Two questions. Where is the audit report? Is it 5.4 or 5.5? That's one question. The other is, how does the auditor monitor his own audit program?
Okay.
5.5 में नहीं है, report आगे आने वाला है.
Ma'am, I do want some clarification with audit review.
Where will be the report, sir?
The report अभी देखो आगे आएगा report. यहाँ पे कुछ थोड़ी आएगा report. अभी तो program चालू है. Audit
नहीं सर,
program चल रहा है 5.5 में. 5.6 में monitoring हो रहा है. 5.7 में reviewing and improving आ रहा है report.
नहीं, sir, how can you review the report when the report is already not there?
It is being done now.
Report is in 6.5, I think, preparing and distributing audit report.
Then what were we doing in 5.7? I want to know that. Ma'am, the earlier slide. Reviewing and improving audit program. How can you review and improve the audit program before you have submitted your report?
Report submit.
No, not before submission. It is after submission. That's why I say here you have completed an audit. 6.6 you have completed an audit. After completing, it is going for towards monitoring the audit program. Means you have in a process that if it is required, we will monitor our audit program. After the completion of an audit, 6.6 if you see, completion of audit may take you towards monitoring your program. If your program is good, then there is no issue. If not, it goes to reviewing.
So, actually, the geography of the slides is okay, ma'am, got it. Okay.
In case there is some problem in the auditing mechanism, in case I feel that ये हुआ है पर फिर भी बराबर नहीं हुआ.
What I understood, can I just say so that I can confirm my understanding?
Yes.
I think it is just a flow chart of the steps which we are going to follow. Nothing related to audit has been explained here in this particular flow chart. It is going to come step by step. So in a way, indirectly, it is a SOP for my overall procedure which I am going to follow. Am I right, madam?
Right.
Exactly. This is steps we are following.
Yeah. Audit is not reflecting here. These are the steps for auditing.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so if I can also get things clarified. In this slide, ma'am, we are talking about how an audit program is formed and how it is reviewed. And in the next slide, it is just a flowchart that is showing how an audit is conducted and how that conducted audit is also reviewed in a way. Because the 6.7 is telling us to do a follow-up, right? So we are going to do a follow-up there where we see whether our implementation has gone correctly or not.
Yes.
So actually 5.5 becomes 6.2. From 5.5 we come to 6.2.
Yes.
And from 6.6 we go to 5.6.
Correct, sir. This
required.
is single flow chart.
Yes.
This is single flow chart.
Flowchart is very clear.
So if you
Flowchart is
don't see
clear.
the two charts together, then
No, but
Yeah.
flowchart is clear.
oh, okay.
Flowchart is clear.
Now got it.
It is a SOP to be followed.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Clear?
Yeah. Now it's fine.
Shall we move on to the next?
Yeah.
Ma'am, and I have a doubt about reviewing the audit program, ma'am. Who will exactly do the review? Is it the self-reviewer or is it the external reviewer?
Reviewing your audit program, how we review, that is the question, ma'am.
No, who will
Yes,
review?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Who will review? How will it be reviewed?
Yeah. See,
How I understand it is the efficiency or the output, which only determines how it will be reviewed. But who will review?
I got your question. Let me give my own experience. I have written a process for audit for my organization. And I have trained the auditors from different colleges, two from pharmacy, two from MBA, two from degree, two from nursing. When I was working on the planning of my audit, I have sent the MBA auditor to pharmacy department to check the lab processes there. After the audit been done, I understood the questionnaire prepared by the auditor before going to audit, the checklist when I have checked, the auditor have not understood the process of the health science, like toxic chloroforms, toxic chemicals, all that is there in their lab, safety of that, the question has been not mentioned in that. Why? Because auditor is not having a knowledge of pharmacy or knowledge of health sciences. Due to which audit has happened, but the outcome of the audit was not sharp. Again, I have to repeat that audit by sending some life science person, a person from microbiology department to pharmacy, because they will understand the health science. Now, I have reviewed the audit process, again saying that while selecting the auditor, keep in mind that the knowledge of the auditor will match with the process where I am sending. That is my review. You got the point, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I got it.
Otherwise,
Yes,
there will be things which you will understand only when you complete the audit. Then you can review the process.
Yes,
Also,
yes. The findings only helps us. Yes, ma'am.
Also, we have taken 6 months once the audit in the initiation. Then 6 months report we have to check. Every after 6 months when we are going, whole semester report I have to check. So I understood that instead this, if I make it 3 months, then easy. The auditor had to spend whole day to check 6 months report. If I review it for 3 months, then it comes to me only half day work, because data will be less and also check will happen properly. And again, I have removed it for monthly, where as per the calendar, what activities are happening, only that we will check and we'll come back. So this, every time we have removed, 4th revision we have done, where we have come across to this thing, that is reviewing your own audit plan. I am planning my audit every month now, which I had planned 6 months, 3 years before. I have planned it for 6 months. Then I understood the difficulty. Then I have put it for 3 months. Then I have put it for 1 month. And also I have fixed the auditor. Again, I understood that I will fix an auditor for 3 months continuously, so that a continuation will make the auditor understand that particular process. Likewise, you will be having number of things which will happen when you start working on this. So whenever you need, you can review it. That's how a check will happen on yourself, and the person who will review is the person who is writing this process, who is the head of, process owner for this process, audit process. Maybe an IQAC head, or if your institution is having audit head. Like for every process, one process owner will be there. For audit process, there should be one process owner. So that process owner has to do this job.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Now I got the clarity. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Shall we move on?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So this is the slide which says that we were talking about planning, we are talking about reviewing, and we discussed about the documents, how we report and all. So now exactly on field, how the audit goes. Audit goes with opening meet. After all this planning, now your auditee is ready and auditor is ready. Auditor know for this on this particular time he has to reach the department or reach the process owner, and process owner know that auditee is reaching me on this time. So the first action of an auditor is to do the opening meet. In the opening meet, the auditee can keep few observers, like anybody whom the auditee feels like help is needed, maybe the faculty, maybe the attender, whoever. Now in the opening meet, a meet will start with wishing the auditee, and auditor will provide the self-introduction. What should include in self-introduction? In a self-introduction, auditee, though you are from same college, though your auditee knows you, still you have to maintain this professionalism when you are going for audit. You should say that I am so and so, I came for this audit, keeping this objective for the audit as been mentioned in the program, and this is my 5th audit, 4th audit, whatever, or first audit, whatever, depending upon your experience in the audit. This you have to speak. After that, you have to ask for true information from the auditee. Like, I came for this particular objective as an auditor, and I expect that all the information which you are providing to me should be true, and there should not be any hesitation, though it is negative or positive. Then your auditor is going to take the words of confidentiality, or it's a kind of oath saying that whatever will be spelled in this room, on this table, happening in this 1 hour of time or 1 day of time in this audit is a confidential report between you and me. Therefore, any negatives, any positives, what the records will speak, that only we are going to discuss. Up till here, you should say as an auditor. After this, you should say, now we are opening the audit program, and as per the audit program, the agenda of this audit is so and so, and I will take this audit in this manner. That is, in the agenda, you are going to say for example, you went there for teaching learning process audit. Your agenda should be, in my agenda, I'll be checking about the course plan, checking about the result analysis, internal assessment, all these things of either one subject randomly or taking 2 or 3 subjects randomly. The subject will be chosen by auditor, or if you are okay with that, the auditee will select the subject. You can open that also, that on your interest, you select and give me the subject I will audit, or you can say that I am going to select these subjects, you provide the documents. So you should be very clear what you are going to check the files. Then you are going to take the concern from the auditee to start the audit. After getting that discussion into the agenda, once you finalize your agenda, then you are going for they are taking the concern to start the audit from the audit. After that, you should be very, very clear as an auditor to ask a relevant question of the objective or the agenda you have mentioned for the audit. And your question should be to the point and really straight, or a sharp question where you should have a skill in raising the question, skill in understanding the process to create the question, so that the question should reach either towards the documentation or towards directly to the process or towards directly to the laws, norms, whatever. It should not hurt the person. It should not be a emotion. It should not, the question should not say, you have not done. The question should say, can you able to show this particular report for this purpose? You cannot ask, have you prepared this? Have you done this? No, your things should be straight, your things should be sharp, but it should be very much skilled questions. Without hurting the emotions of the auditee, a professional questions, but an analyzed question should be available. This is the job of an auditor. This is the main job of an auditor. Hence, selecting an auditor is one of the real tasks for the audit head. If you are now trained as an auditor, you want few more people to be an auditors in your institution, you should be very, very sharp enough to select the auditor who can have a skill in questioning, who can have an understanding the process and laws and norms. Then you need to prepare the notes. Whatever you're talking, whatever the process owner discuss, whatever you discuss, you have to keep on noting down. And remember, if you are going for second audit, that is previously some audit has happened, then your first job will be to check the review of the last audit. What are the observations of the last audit? And you have to check those observations first. Is that has been implemented? Is that has been cleared? Is that has been closed? So you should be very, very clear enough that you are going to check the review of the last audit. Then you are going to move for the present audit. First points of your report or your notes should have the last audit report, and then it has to go for the present audit. After that, you are reporting, you know how to report. Already we have discussed on reporting. Once you report, then you have to take the closing meeting. In the closing meeting, again, you will be having your auditee and you. A closed meeting, this is between auditor and the auditee only. Here you will not be having any helpers, any faculty, no one. It's a closed meeting with the auditee and the auditor. In this meeting, the auditor elaborate the audit findings which has been reported. Starting your elaboration with positive points, then moving towards your concerns and also telling about the threats or the risks about that. After this discussion, the auditee should accept all that or prove that no, understanding on this is not happened, and if auditee proves that, you can remove that point from your reporting. Once both auditor and auditee comes to a conclusion on the report, then auditor will thank the auditee for giving time and providing all the documents as asked. From there, you will take the signature of an auditee and say that this audit report will be submitted to the audit head and maybe to the management from there. So the auditee should know that whatever you have written, whatever the auditee has accepted, this is not going to be stopped closely there, but it is going to go for the management also. This is the exact process of doing the audit professionally, and this has to happen like this only. Any doubts here before we go for doing something on this?
Madam, Madam,
yes, sir.
You have asked about maintaining confidentiality. Kindly elaborate it.
Maintaining confidentiality here is you will be having, say for example, you went to the sports process owner. Now, physical director is your auditee.
Okay.
And you will be having the another placement head as another auditee.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Now you are an internal person. Both yes. are your colleagues.
Yes,
fine. You are auditing the physical director and you will come across some negative points or the concerns or the threats from, yes. From that process, right? Okay. Your confidentiality refers here is you are not going to disclose this to the placement head. Saying that, oh, I went for the audit, I know his files are like this, I checked, no. Then okay. a clash will come between the faculty, internal faculty.
Okay.
So here the professionality, maintaining confidentially, you went for an audit, you are doing an audit and that will be closed there. That cannot be discussed with your friends. That okay. cannot be discussed with another process owner. That yes. What has happened, but it has to be reported to the head, and head will deal that, or the management will deal that. You are not the person to discuss with somebody else about the concerns of this process to another process owner.
Okay.
This is confidentiality.
Just one small question from my side.
Yes, sir.
In the audit of a department, who is the auditee? Only head of the department or even all people in the department?
Whoever you have written in your process, who is going to head that process is the auditee.
Okay.
It can be head of the department. If you are checking whole department, head of the department is an auditee. If you are checking only one process like sports, I told, only physical director is an auditee, HOD will not come there.
Yeah,
if you are checking the whole college, then principal is your auditee.
Like one question is there.
When we write the process, we will write the process owner, right? Who is going to own this?
Okay.
That person is an auditee for that process.
Madam, one question from my side.
Yes, sir.
Is it necessary that all the audits which are made of a department will be made by only one auditor, or it may be different auditors for different consecutive audits?
It can be different auditors. It can be same auditor. But if you ask me, different auditors is the right decision.
Okay.
Because match fixings will not happen.
Right. Yes. Thank you.
So the question then would be, how does an institute or an institution decide upon the auditor? How do we decide who should be our auditor? I mean, when it comes to accounts, we know that there are auditors, there are accounting auditors, and we can always go to a company or somebody who does. But what about happens in an academic institution? How do we decide?
Trained academic auditor will be an auditor. Like you are being trained now, you will be certified that you are an auditor because you have knowledge of all these things you are discussing in this course. You are an auditor. If your management, if your management feels a senior person is there who understands very well and can be an auditor, but professionally, if you talk, a person having a certificate on doing the course on audit only will be an auditor.
Sir, are there any courses on auditing of academic audit?
There are.
There are?
There are.
Which are certified and recognized by the government of
They
India?
are not academic auditing. They are ISO auditings.
They are
ISO auditings. ISO auditings.
Yes, sir. ISO internal audit programs is there, but here the college only has to enroll for ISO. Only then these trainings will happen from that companies.
But sir, is an ISO training for audit really applicable to academic audits?
Exactly.
It applies anywhere.
Exactly.
Primarily, when they audit, what they do
is the academic audit in ISO.
What they do is they come to you before they audit and they ask you what is your process. You first write down your process. There are no standard processes that this is the process that we are going to follow.
That is
what they say is that what is your process, you first write it down. Once you have written down your process, then we will audit it.
Badrusa ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Can I say something?
Yes, sir, please.
I recall your lecture of 28th September. In that you said that if only trained person can become an auditor. Okay. And
sir, please repeat, sir. Pardon me.
Only trained person can become an auditor.
Exactly.
Okay. And if I am referring to the Nirmala sir's question, if institute is not having sufficient number of trained person, then administrative, the college can organize administrative training program for the college 5 to 6 people that you said, and this can be organized, and organization can 5 to 6 people as an auditor and then carry out the audit. So I think answer to the question of Nirmala sir lies in your presentation of 20th September.
Yes, exactly. Exactly, sir. You are right. College has to think. It is like if you have a college of 100 faculty, then you should have minimum of 3 auditors. There is a norm, ISO norm for that. Depends upon how big in organization you have, you should have so many auditors. And it has to be trained auditors.
Your point
is the administrative training and train them as an auditor.
Sir, Sir, your point about the ISO auditor coming to the institution and saying that you write down your process.
You have invited him.
We have
he has
invited.
Not come.
Yeah, okay. We have invited him, and we are giving him a process. And after he has seen through a process, he will audit if we are following the process that we have set to ourselves. Is that, am I right?
That's the way it is.
Yes, correct.
Second part is that the processes that you have made a mention, whether they are working effectively or not, its effectiveness is checked by them.
All right. The other thing
it is, they don't have any reference. You know, XYZ college has Ferguson College का जो है वो reference है, ऐसा नहीं है. In your reference, in other words, in your benchmark, how are you working?
समझ गया, sir. That's fine. But sir, is it possible that the process that we have written down or that we have shared with the ISO people or the auditors, that process itself is wrong.
So they will tell you.
They'll tell us.
They will tell you, no? For else they have to share something.
Can I interfere here, sir?
Yeah, please.
ISO, because I am one of the person of ISO, let me tell you, they will ask you to give the processes and procedures, or at least the policies before they design the procedure or they train you to design the procedures. There are norms in ISO called 10 clauses they have. Now in 2015, they have 10 clauses. You have to keep that clauses. They will train you about the clauses. Which clause will say what? Whenever you are writing the process or procedure, you should see to it that it is falling in which clause. And you have to write the reference there when you are giving to ISO people that according to this particular clause, this is what is my policy. According to this clause, this is what is my key indicator. You have to give the references. They have only the clauses. They will not say that you should write like this only, and they will not give you any kind of reference, as Piyush sir said. You should understand your management and you have to write, but you have to follow that 10 normative clauses of the ISO. Once you submit, they will check those your procedures are falling into that clauses or no. If not, they will come to you and again they will train you. They will introduce the way how you have to do on that particular. Till you complete your corrections, they will not do the audit. Once you do, you may take 6 months or you may take 1 year. Once you complete all that, only then they will come for surveillance audit. 3 years they do the audit for your processes fixation. After 3 years, they will certify before 3 years, but they will keep as surveillance audit. Surveillance 1, 2. After that, in the 3rd year, they will go for recertification. That in that 3 years, your all system will be fixed. They'll not fix it in sudden way. That is how ISO goes naturally, I mean. But there are companies who are giving directly also, but that will not improve the quality of the organization. You will be having ISO certificate, but it will not be the one which will be improving your college. But if you go genuinely, it takes 3 years to set up all your processes as ISO also. Clear, Nirmala sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Because I do that. That's why I could able to tell I'm a ISO person. I will be doing this process, procedures, trainings and all.
Wow, that's very nice, ma'am.
Thank you. Shall we move on?
Yes, ma'am.
Piyush sir, as we discussed that we will take an exercise here where where I want a team of one person I want to act as an auditor and the other person as an auditee.
Fine.
And the auditor should follow these steps to do the audit with the auditee, keeping one objective. Piyush sir, will you suggest one objective evidence?
For a process?
For the process.
My favorite process is admission.
First,
or results. These are the two things.
First, let us decide who will be an auditor and who will be an auditee.
Fine, fine.
This all will be the
Whether there are any volunteers, देखते हैं पहले.
हाँ, उसके बाद डिसाइड करते हैं ऑब्जेक्टिव एविडेंस.
Who are the volunteers पहले इनको देखते हैं.
Yes.
Who will like
Please
to be
raise your hand.
the auditor? If there is if voluntarily कोई आता है तो बहुत ही अच्छा हो जाता है, नहीं तो फिर तो क्या नहीं. यहाँ पे वो क्या कहते हैं उसको डाइस डाल के फिर तय करेंगे कि चलो अभी लेट दिस पर्सन भी करके.
Shall I keep this slide or I should remove it?
No, रहने दो ना, slide को रहने दो.
Okay.
I have already dragged out. All of them can be seen now at the Masami set. Yes. Who will like to? Will anybody like to volunteer?
All
Will
are
anyone like to volunteer as a auditor? एक्टिंग है, दिस इज द बेस्ट. ऐसे नहीं होना चाहिए कि हमको एक्टिंग नहीं पड़े, तो एक्टिंग भी हो जाएगी यहाँ पे.
That's all. It's a practice.
एक्टिंग करेंगे थोड़ी सी. Who will like to work it out?
Same way students will do, no, in the class. If you ask something, who will be coming by their own? There will be no answer.
Yeah. We always follow our students. बोलते हैं हम लोग, पर हम अपने स्टूडेंट को फॉलो करते ही रहते हैं. कहाँ गया, क्या कर रहा है, ऐसे ये भी फॉलोइंग है. चलो, who will like to? जयंती मैडम. जयंती मैडम will like to do it?
Yes, sir.
Jayanti madam को दे देते हैं. Let Jayanti madam be the auditor. ऑडिटी किसको लेते हैं? एकदम स्मार्ट लेते हैं ऑडिटी को. निर्मल सर को ऑडिटी ले लेते हैं. हाँ ये निर्मल सर.
ले लो सर, ले लो.
हाँ. उन्होंने खुद को हाइड कर दिया था.
What exactly we want to you want me to do, ma'am?
You are an auditee. Sorry.
नहीं, auditor.
So now present slide you can see, right?
Okay.
You should follow these steps to do the audit. Sorry, you are going to answer to the auditor.
नहीं, she is the auditor.
No, she is the auditee.
No. She's the auditor. I am the auditee. That's what was decided.
Okay.
Sir, let Nirmalya be the auditor. I'll be the auditor.
Okay, so what do you want me to do, ma'am?
The steps what is been shown in the slide.
Yes.
As an auditor, you should follow these steps.
Yeah. So first I will introduce myself.
Objective evidence for which you are going for an audit.
In a minute.
What is the subjective evidence? What will be your objective? Which process you would like to choose? Jayanti ma'am, which process you would like to choose?
Any process, ma'am, according to the auditor which he wants to come, and I'll.
Yes, auditor should say the process.
Well, let's keep it simple and straight. Just for the sake of this exercise that we are doing, the process that the auditor wants to see is if Jayanti ma'am is taking her classes regularly or not. That's all.
Learning.
Yeah. Teaching, learning, and not teaching, learning, attendance. Only the system and the procedure of attendance I want to audit. That's all. Okay. And I'm introducing myself to the auditee as Dr. Nirmalya Samanta, Associate Professor.
One minute.
Sorry, ma'am.
Now, Jayanti madam, you understood what he want to audit?
He wants to audit the attendance, whether I'm going to the class on time, on regular classes.
Yeah.
Not your attendance. He wants to check your students.
My attendance.
No, her attendance.
Hours with the class.
Yeah, her attendance, not the student's attendance.
Yes, my attendance.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Now, teacher's attendance it is.
That's right.
teachers' attendance. Okay. Now I request all other people to observe their process of doing an audit. Like, is Nirmala sir is following the steps? One thing. Second thing, when Nirmala sir is raising the questions towards an auditee, is the questions are straight without hurting a person, or the skilled questions are being asked? This will be observed, and is the closing meeting, opening meeting, everything is going perfectly or no? Any kind of an mistakes, or if you feel like this would have been done like this, so others all will discuss after their audit. Okay. Yes, sir, you can start your audit.
Dr. Jayanti, am I right?
Yes, I'm Mrs. Jayanti, sir, not doctor. Yet to get that.
Okay, Ma'am Jayanti, I am Dr. Nirmalia Samanta, Associate Professor, and I have come to audit your institution. The present audit concern is to do with attendance.
Okay,
and firstly, I'd like to know how many classes are allotted to you in the timetable per week by the college.
16 hours per week, sir.
Does that follow the university
Yes,
criteria?
it is the university norms, sir.
That's the university norm. Are you able to take all these 16 classes per week, or?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because we plan other activity apart from our regular classworks, or we adjust with the other class teachers or other subject teachers.
So, Ma'am Jayanti, what is the process you follow in your college to record your attendance in class?
We have a biometric system for entering the thing, and the regular classes we do take hourly attendance. So that itself, because we have to report to the LMS system, where it goes if regular the student has not continuing in a class or something, which has to be reported. So we have an hourly attendance basis.
So, ma'am, you are saying that your taking class is monitored by the institution in two ways. One is that you have a biometric system where your presence in the institution is noted.
Yes,
and
sir.
secondly, your presence in the classroom is noted by the attendance that you take, which is directly fed into a computerized system.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, Jayanti ma'am, is there anything in your college, in your institution, which rewards teachers who are very regular in taking classes, whose attendance is very high, or everybody is taken as in the same?
No, sir. No, sir.
You have no incentive for being a very regular teacher?
No, sir.
Do you have any problems about or any problems or any thing that is a kind of a hindrance for your attending classes regularly in the institution? Any challenges that you face in this system that the college has instituted?
Not really, sir. Not really, because being in women's institution, we are not facing such challenges. But we work, the class hours is like from 8 to 1. After 1 o'clock, we supposed to work 1 more hour. So all the administrative work and other activities are carried after our class hours. So that is not becoming an issue in maintaining and balancing our other activities and the regular class works.
Thank you very much, Jayanti ma'am, for your very forthright answers to our questions. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Padrunisa ma'am.
I want the observers to discuss.
Ma'am, may I?
Yes.
First of all, I would like to compliment Nirmalya sir. His tone, his voice was so gentle and so soothing and reassuring that the fear of getting audited was, like it was cut down from his voice itself. That was really a wonderful thing I observed about him. And
There's some problem
we
with
should have
connectivity.
taken the confidentiality oath. That was, sorry.
Connectivity
Hello?
problems.
Now it's okay.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Sarpalli madam, you are not audible. Voice is breaking. Your voice is breaking. Yes.
Can anybody else?
Badnusa ma'am,
Yes, sir.
can I say something?
Yes, please.
Yeah, okay. The way in which the audit conducted was good, but Nirmala sir has not followed the second step, that informing the auditee about the agenda of the audit, and he asked relevant questions, but he has not taken the review of the last audit and not compared last audit with the present audit. And in closing meeting, he has not elaborated the audit finding. Whether what are the positive things and concerns, and these are my observations.
Good, sir.
Ma'am, I would add to this some records. She said hourly records are being maintained and the records are to be checked, and any other evidences to prove that she has attended the class regularly. Of course, even the biometrics, because that can be checked. And these are with regards to the records for checking. And also a kind of though not a oath, it is a kind of a declaration between the auditor and the auditee that there will be a maintenance of confidentiality that also has to be. Yes, ma'am.
The only point about checking records was that I realized that both the records are computerized, both her attendance as well as the biometric.
Let us discuss on what has happened in the audit. Let us not discuss on what was there or not there.
Yeah. Okay.
Anybody else?
No, there a statement can come in. Yes, I have seen your biometric audits.
Okay.
That one statement is sufficient.
One more angle could have been considered is the feedback from students as a evidence.
Yes,
that could have been justified and supported the argument of the auditor.
Anything else to come?
Sir, also possibly the evidence is lacking in the sense that there is no attendance sheet for the teacher as such per se, which is signed by a higher authority that she has gone to the class. It is only the sheet that the students are signing, or that is considered.
She has made a mention of biometric attendance, which is
that is her presence on the campus, sir. That is her presence in the college building, not in the classroom, sir.
No, but she also
Madam,
said
I think she
about
mentioned LMS. I think she mentioned LMS, lecture monitoring system.
Yeah.
Lecture monitoring system that monitors the attendance of the teacher in the classroom. I think she did mention that.
No, that LMS. LMS. LMS was the learning management system where she feeds in the data. That's what I understand it as. Jayanti madam can clarify possibly.
She did mention about the hourly.
Yes, Dolly ma'am, it is an attendance where we have an app in our mobile. So as soon as we enter, we have to give that. This also added in LMS. So that is was my point.
Okay. I understood LMS as a learning management system where we feed in the attendance.
Yes.
So that was the clarification. Thank you.
Now, should we go for one more session again?
Let me comment on this.
Yes, please.
Let me comment on first the audit done. Objective has been taken by Nirmalya sir that attendance, teachers' attendance. Then Nirmalya sir has started the audit in which he has not mentioned about the true information from the auditee, and also he has not mentioned about the confidentiality, which is really necessary. Second thing, he has discussed about the agenda, but the agenda was not very clear. Now, if teacher's attendance is an objective, you are not checking the single teacher. You are going to check all the teachers. That means your auditee is head of the department. You will be having a record of all the subject teachers. And the questions being raised to a single teacher. And also the audit evidences has been not crossed questioned. Like you would have been phrased the question saying that, as Piyush sir was telling, I have checked your attendance through or class attendance through LMS or through this. I have seen that in this department, regularity in taking classes by the teachers are less. That's why I have come. So what is the reason that this teacher's classes are less, whereas this teacher's classes are more? This teacher's class is almost equivalent to the timetable given. Some has taken high class classes, some have not taken extra classes. What is the reason? Then the auditee has to prove that either that teacher is in medical leave, or that teacher is irregular, or the teacher is there in the campus or no in the campus but not taking the class. Then what is the reason? Questions will go like this. That becomes an audit. You are not directly, when you are talking directly to Jayanti about Jayanti's attendance, then it is a talk between the two people. It is not the audit.
No, but then it should have been very clear that I'm talking to the head of the department or I'm talking to the dean of the faculty.
Sir, you have been given an objective that teachers' attendance. You said I cleared with you that you are going to check the students' attendance. When you would have said students' attendance, then Jayanti would have been the right person direct questions on her students of number of this one. But you said it is not students' attendance, it is teachers' attendance. Then your objective was teachers' attendance. Then you are framing the questions. Your skill in framing the questions, keeping the teacher's attendance as a process. In the process, we write for all the teachers. We'll not write for a single teacher. So the questions should go for all the teachers. That has to be kept in mind. And after that, you should take little time to put your reporting, put your points, what you have been discussed. Then you should do the closing meeting. In the closing meeting, you should say, I have understood that you are running your department very well, your results are good and all, but this is 2 months over. In another 1 month, your semester is going to close. But there are 2 teachers found who is not to the mark to take the classes. Their classes are very less. So how do you take a strategy to implement here or to complete the syllabus for the students? Because students are going to be the sufferers if the teacher is not taking the class.
Yeah,
So
this is okay.
as an head of the department, what is your plan? How you are going to take this into an action that you are finishing these subjects also? Are you giving this to a next teacher? Or you are calling that teacher and providing a separate timetable for that teacher to cover the classes? So what is the action? That becomes an audit. I hope I am clear.
Yeah, absolutely, ma'am. So
Now,
in that case, the person being or the auditee had to be the head of the department or somebody with a position of responsibility. Then the framing of the questions would have been very different.
Whatever the objective you take, you should see to it that who is the process owner for that. You should understand who can be the process owner. If you are talking to Jayanti, you should imagine that Jayanti is the head of the department maintaining number of teachers.
Yeah, but on the other hand, ma'am, I can also say that if in the sense that this college, this institution where I'm auditing, I can see that they have 2 systems in place. One is a biometric system and the other is an attendance system, which both of them are computerized, which is validated by this teacher. And therefore, I would, as an auditor, feel that the institution has a system in place where the teacher's attendance is recorded systematically and properly.
Recorded. Have you checked the LMS?
So when I check the LMS and the biometric, and when I find problems there, then probably I can talk to the principal or anybody, say that in spite of your system, or because of your system, the auditor finds that this is the difficulty, these are the problems you have in your college. That will be when I'm talking to when the auditor gives the final report. This is all your teachers have said that they all come and do biometrics. All your teachers have said that they take attendance in class through an electronic system.
Then you as an auditor would have been asked, can you give me the report of 1 month of your LMS? Can you open in your system and show me 1 month of your LMS?
For that individual teacher. For that individual, yes, one could have done that. Yes.
LMS can open the consolidated report also.
Yeah, sure.
To open the consolidated report, there only you will come across. If the teacher has not entered, 1 or 2 teachers you can find out there.
No, but the individual teacher will not say anything about any other teacher. Why she has not come or he has not come. He will not say that.
Department says.
The head of the...
As an auditor, that's why you should take the audit findings. That's why you have to first check, oh, you are taking in LMS. Can you please open the LMS? Let me see. Once she opens the LMS, you should verify.
Again, ma'am, ma'am, the LMS, I'm looking at an institution. The LMS is not controlled by the individual teacher or even the head of the department. The LMS is the responsibility of the principal.
Consolidated report, sir. Head of the department can open the consolidated report.
Can, but the LMS's evaluation is with the principal, is with the head of the institution.
The organization has already consented the person to be the owner of the particular system. So it would mean that this time it would be her responsibility to see to it that it opens up. Maybe the principal has the rights, but then in that case, it's a special situation where the principal will open it and show it.
Yes, of course, the principal will, but not the head of the department or the teacher.
But then she can always request, but 2 minutes ठहरो, काम हो जाएगा ना? ऐसे तो हो सकता है ना?
Or else you would have been pre-planned to take that report and go for the audit.
Yeah, that is a possibility that I would have confronted the teacher.
In my institute, every head of the department has given some access, not all the access. Principal will be having some access. Management will be having some access on LMS. And head of the department will be having some access where head of the department can do the work on calendar, entry of the calendar, entry of the timetable, entry of the course plans, and the attendance check can be done by head of the department. Other things we will block.
This does not happen everywhere. This doesn't happen in all academic institutions.
Okay, this will happen in my institute.
No, it will not happen in Delhi University colleges.
Okay, we decide different steps. Like
yeah, it would be very different here. These systems which are in place in colleges is controlled.
If that is the case, auditor should have the idea of the institution and take the report before going to.
Then it is a different process altogether. Of course, then it would be very different. Yeah. In fact, if the auditor already has the report, he already knows that the particular teacher in front of him has attended classes or not. He's already informed about it. Then the whole question of auditing would be very different. He already knows by the LMS system which the principal has given him.
Sir, knows and telling is different. You should have a record.
So now I'll have to see that I already know that Ma'am Jayanti has not been taking classes, and therefore I have to ask questions accordingly. It would be a very different situation in that case. It would be a very different situation.
Agree. I think this has cleared the doubts.
Yeah, surely, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
What next, Piyush sir?
You were talking about the magazine, or not the magazine, the book.
Yes, the book.
In the next 10 minutes or so, we can have that, and then we can stop for the day.
I
have actually put it up on the screen.
Will you share?
Yeah.
Stop my sharing. I'll stop my sharing.
Yeah, it had come over here. Look into the chats. Can you see the chat? This is what you had given.
Sir, nothing is displayed.
You are not able to see it because you joined late, I think so. Maybe. Just 1 minute. Not an issue, just 1 minute. Let's see if it can be put up. Can it be pasted over here? I don't know.
Just share that Word document, sir. Otherwise.
I don't have the Word document. You had put it on the WhatsApp to me.
Oh.
It was not on the. It was not. I'm not able to paste it on the whiteboard.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just paste it again. That's what I can do on in the chat.
Or can I do it?
Yeah, please put it if you can. Or take it on a PPT and just showcase it.
What somebody is doing?
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Able to see my.
Yes. Yes, we can able to see. Yeah, this is what was the thing. My idea was that we will keep an heading to the book as Insight to Organizational Quality and Insight to Organizational Quality, and under that we can take the broader headings as the chapters like understanding goals and objectives, introduction to vision and mission, then understanding SWOT analysis, then We can go with importance of stakeholders and their expectations, creating organizational policies, process, procedures, creating calendar of events, understanding security policies, then key indicator as an effective tool. And we can add a few more, 1 or 2 chapters related to audit here. Now I want a discussion should happen that is this is okay, or we will any other ideas from your end to make it little more sharper and good enough. Then we'll decide who is going to take what chapter. I think all this you have done your presentations, the topics which has been selected.
Yes, ma'am.
We actually have those people, all those participants who are interested in this project. We can have their topics, and then giving that title is possible. Are those topics there? Just wanted to ask.
I think after third, that is fourth number, now we can consider importance of stakeholders and
yes, come as 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th.
6th, 7th, like that.
Understanding the SWOT analysis, where does this come, ma'am?
This is we have Piyush sir has taken a session on SWOT analysis.
Okay.
Right, how to understand the strength, how to understand the strength, weakness.
Yes, yes.
That as per that.
Yes, ma'am.
Like what is meant by strength? How we have to come to a conclusion that this is going to be my strength. This is going to be organizational strength. So which kind of processes will lead towards the strength? Something like that we have to write under that.
Yes, ma'am.
There is one thing that I will suggest, the topics that they have taken, whether they are represented here or not.
Now, I would say on the role of teachers, nothing has been said, sir.
That is what, if we have missed, we can add it. Who is showing this can add it. Role of teachers in the organization.
Role of teachers, role of infrastructure, I think so. Infrastructure was talked by Sumant sir.
Infrastructure.
Please do add.
Somebody add. Sumant sir had looked into not infrastructure, he had looked into stakeholders.
It is there, sir. It is there. 5 number is there. Now it is 5 number.
Yeah, okay, yeah. In the process of accreditation, in the process of NAC, ऐसे डाल सकते हैं.
A role of a teacher in college sustenance.
No, this is in the process of accreditation. Role of teachers in the process of accreditation.
In the process of accreditation.
Teachers.
In the process of accreditation.
We had something on students also, no?
Yeah, we did have student progression.
Something on student progression also.
Yeah,
extracurricular activities. That was extracurricular activities and the role of the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was by
Mr. Jayanti.
Yes.
Jayanti and
Nanwani madam and myself, Lolly.
Yes.
Where do I insert that?
Insert anywhere. We will do the alignment later.
राजिंदर सर सिंह जी ने क्या टॉपिक दिया था? राजिंदर सर ने
vertical, a shift from vertical to horizontal.
A shift, no, yes, a shift that will come at the top only. A shift from verticals to horizontals. Will be an insight into होना चाहिए, into organization quality.
Role of alumni.
Alumni as an asset to the organization.
Changing changing dimensions of the organization with alumni participation. This can also come in. I think so there are a lot of topics that have come up now.
Madam, can we add about feedback mechanisms?
Loudly, sir. Prabhakar sir, please repeat.
Can we add something about
यार
Okay, this is a big list now, I think so.
Bade sir, I want to add
Yes, sir.
one thing. I think the role of the teacher, the role as well as the students, and one more thing which play very significant role is the role of ICT. As far as the, I think so in future, in the organization quality, I think ICT is also going to play very significant role. We can also consider if you feel it.
Technology in it can come in as a technology in
Yes, because it is also playing a very
technology in
significant role.
teaching and governance ऐसे कुछ हो सकता है.
Right.
We have technology in academics and governance.
Yes, sir.
It will automatically become big.
Yes.
or ERP, MIS and governance?
So that is what
ERP, MIS and governance.
ICT include teaching, learning, student support system. It is almost in every criteria, and its weightage is approximately more than 200. Approximately 220, something like that.
So technology would be a better word, I think so.
Yes.
Rather than just putting it as ERP or as MIS. Technology in administration and in academics and administration, that becomes a bigger aspect.
And sir, can administrative staff be include their value date in this list?
Pardon me?
Non-teaching administrative staff, something about their contribution? Is it possible?
Yes, it is possible. Role of administration in
Role of teachers you did know, there only we can.
No, actually in non-teaching के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. So the changing role of, it can come in this way also, the changing role of administration in the process of accreditation.
Okay.
That can also come in. Because their role has become really very big. They're bigger than the teachers.
Sometimes.
Their role is bigger than that of the teachers. 70% उसका हो गया अभी.
Jayanti madam, I think that earlier topic was to remain, and this was a new topic.
Yeah.
Technology topic was to remain, and we had to add this non-teaching.
Because voice are echoing, I'm not able to follow.
Yeah. Technology and higher education. And the next was
and administration, right?
In technology in higher
administration and academics. Technology.
Yeah.
Administration and academics. Sorry.
Role of technology in administration and academics. In HEI.
Sir, I think even earlier topic was also necessary, role of administration or office in accreditation.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Because here we are concentrating only on technology.
Yeah, here it is technology, but it should be in accreditation and academics. Their role of administration, a changing role of administration in accreditation.
Yeah, that topic is necessary now.
Yes.
Changing role of administration in accreditation.
Changing role, is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is sufficient now.
In accreditation.
Yeah.
In accreditation. Can this copy reach us? Jayanti madam?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, Badrunisa madam, how do we go ahead with it?
So now we will decide which chapters are given by whom.
We will put this on the group and let it come from those who are going to write on it.
Okay.
May I see the list now again?
We put it on the group so that everybody can see it on WhatsApp group. And you let us, the ones who can contribute it will be better.
Are you going to give any word limit or anything of that sort?
No word limit. No word limit.
No word limit.
No word limit.
We are all
Let
friends.
English teachers
No limit for
perform
us.
their best. Prabhali madam she teaches English, so let them use their English tremendously.
Sir is putting my life.
So shall we stop now? This will reach from Jayanti, na?
Yes.
Jayanti, madam, you are doing it, na?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let it come on the group. So we will accordingly decide how and start the work.
Will someone will speak on feedback of today's class?
Yes.
Ma'am, the exercise was an eye-opener, ma'am. It actually showed us how an auditor should perform more than, the learning part of it. It was the exercise which helped us the best.
Yes, I also think so, because the exercise was very interesting.
A need of clear clarity and roadmap in your mind when you are planning any audit from A to Z. Complete process, there must be in clear mapping must be there in your mind. Only then you can proceed further step by step.
Exactly. True.
Any other feedback? So shall we break up?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you,
ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.